Hello and welcome to another Rivals of Ixalan Draft League. This is Oldmanpoole. I'm still kicking these out, really still enjoying the format quite a bit. Usually at this point, this is kind of where you determine how high you are in a format and whether you're excited to keep drafting or kind of tired of it, and I'm still enjoying this quite a bit, so I figured I'd jump in one more time here. This pack, on the other hand, pretty unexciting. Admiral's Orders is a pretty poor rare. Everdon Champion's okay, Slippery Scoundrel's also okay. The best card in this pack might just be the Exultant Sky Marcher, just maybe on par with Squire's Devotion. Although you want kind of all the Sky Marchers you can get, and you only want maybe one or two Squire's Devotions in my experience. Yeah, really pretty poor pack though overall. I could see taking Slippery Scoundrel and maybe trying to do something with Key to the City, but this is kind of a payoff card, and you need more enablers to make that deck work. So I think I'm just going to take an Exultant Sky Marcher, and we'll see where that takes us, I suppose. Alright, following up with what? We have Waternaut's probably the most powerful card in the pack. I don't hate Thunder Herd Migration, Divine Verdict's fine. Second Evolving Wilds. I do like Sailor Beans a lot, although I think Waternaut's a higher pick than Sailor Beans. Yeah, another Everdon Champion. Archvirodska's still kind of a pet card for me, but I think I have finally been convinced that it's really not all that good. Not something you should necessarily use a high pick on. It is kind of a free roll because it's a land you can put in your deck, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to hurt yourself on mana. And once in a while you get to draw some free cards, but also in my experience, I mean, paying 6 mana to draw a card, even if it's not really much of a cost, just doesn't come up very often. 6 mana is a lot. I'm going to take Waternaut out of this pack. Blue-white's not a color combination that I'm just absolutely excited about, but it's also not a bad one. I don't dislike being here either. So, yeah, none of these packs have been real exciting. I mean, we have a Silvergill Adept is probably the best card in this pack, although you do really want to be in Merfolk. Seeing this third isn't a huge signal. I think there are other cards you take over it. But it is a card that, if we took, maybe would be a segue into Merfolk. Colossal Dreadmaw is perfectly fine. Frilled Deathspetter is perfectly fine. I think that Silvergill Adept's the only blue card I'm really happy with. Sanguine Glorifier, I guess, is not terrible if we end up in the Vampires theme. But I think you can usually get those later. I guess I'm just going to take Silvergill Adept. Maybe there is a Merfolk deck going around the table. On the other hand, you really want a lot of good Merfolk payoffs early. Maybe I should leave that to someone else. Guess we'll take like Frilled Deathspetter. Not really very exciting, but not abysmally bad either. Okay, this pack is a little bit better. We have a Jungleborn Pioneer, which if we could we could start on our 4th color here. We also got Famished Paladin, which is pretty good in white. Crashing Tide is perfectly playable. Mono Triumph's also good. I guess let's keep passing on green. If I had picked up the Silvergill Adept, we'd probably take the Jungleborn Pioneer here, but since we didn't, I think I'm just going to take Famished Paladin. Okay, Kitesail Corsair, not bad. If we do end up in a white-blue sort of Flyers deck, that ends up being a card you're pretty happy to have. We also have Goblin Trailblazer, though, which I think is comparable in power level. I guess we're more excited about Waternaut than Frilled Deathspetter, though, so maybe we should just pick that up. Alright, I think I convinced myself. I guess Reckless Raptor, if we end up in green, or sorry, white-red would be okay. This is very good with combat tricks. I mean, this does beat down very fast, although I think that blue-white is just an archetype I'm happier to be in than red-white. It has a little bit more reach with all the flyers, which is pretty good. Well, this is a late C-red. I feel like people just don't respect this card as much as they should. But on the other hand, do we just want to try and stick to white-blue at this point, start cutting those colors? It's also a Mutiny here. I think that's better than Sea Legs. Also a Sanguine Glorifier. I guess out of this pack, what are we taking if we stay in white-blue? Sanguine Glorifier? Sea Legs? Maybe a Sea Legs. I guess we've only got one pirate. It's not bad if we're hoping to go to the skies, though. This will help like neuter one of their bigger threats and keep you alive in the early game. On the other hand, something like Sea Red is just so much more powerful. I think I'm actually going to take it here. I think the upside is just way higher than these other cards. I'm not sure we're going to be playing red, but I think it's just an out if we want to. I guess Crashing Tides is the pickup out of this pack. Yeah, man, these packs have been super stinky. Like, if we were drafting in pod, it makes kind of for interesting decks when everyone's draft deck is kind of bad, but I think that we're gonna fare pretty poorly against the stuff outside the format. So we have a bit of a choice here. We can take a Sea Legs or Buccaneers Bravado. That really just kind of determines whether we want to be more heavy on blue or more heavy on red. I guess let's take Sea Legs. I think I'm probably playing blue at this point. Maybe we can hold off on choosing our second color a little bit longer. I don't hate Legion's Conquistador, but it's not like knock your socks off either. It's okay. Guess I'll take Admiral's Orders. This is a fine sideboard card, even if it's not a great card. And another Sea Legs. I think I will play a decent amount of this card. It's, I think, underperformed a little bit from where I expected to be at the beginning of the format, but I think it's still okay. Frequently it does a good combat trick, and if it leaves behind a pirate that's a little bit tougher than usual, you feel pretty good about it. Obviously, something you really only are excited about if you got lots of pirates, but I guess I'll take Swaggering Corsair out of this pack. It's playable, if unexciting. Aggressive Urge. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to hope that these last couple of packs are kind to us, because we definitely aren't looking real fantastic. Not where you're hoping to be, I guess. So red did seem more open than white, certainly. And there's a Bombard, which could encourage us right now. Also have Martyr of Dusk, Squire's Devotion, and Waterknot. Bombard is quite a bit better than Waterknot. I guess maybe we're just gonna say we're red. That would fit better with the Sea Legs. Sea Red maybe would let us go underneath some opponents. Maybe we're red-blue. I don't love this color combination most of the time, but it might be what's best for our seed too. Path of Metal is also a fairly okay card, although we don't have tons that help us flip it right now. Sadistic Sky Marcher is on par with Bombard as well, but in a color we're less likely to be able to get into. Oh wow, the Double Path of Metal deck. Kinda interesting. We just don't have any First Strike, Double Strike nonsense though. I guess Sea Red is half of it. Nah, I think it's too much. I think we're just gonna take Kitesail Corsair here. This is a pretty solid pickup. Red Blue is definitely trying to be aggressive, and that's a good card for aggressive decks. We have Deadeye Righauler in this pack. Buccaneers Bravado. A handful of very good uncommons, although none for us. I mean, Merfolk Mistfinder is great. Zokan Seer is great if you're in green-white. And Direfleet Poisoner, if we had ended up in black, would be a really solid pickup here. I guess I'm probably going to take Bravado over the Righauler. They're both cards that we would like, but I think Bravado gives us more opportunities to steal games, and I do want at least one or two of these. Sea Legs is fine, but we've already got a couple. Sailor of Means is good in decks that aren't this one. I guess we're really, really light on creatures right now, though, aren't we? Like, we have a lot of interaction, but we do need some creatures to get into the red zone. That makes the interaction, like, reasonable. And it's a Latent Pale, too. Maybe black was more open than I gave it credit for. I guess in this pack, maybe we'll take Soul of the Rapids. I really don't think Sailor Beans is necessarily what we want. I guess maybe if we picked up a couple more, we could end up sliding to a slightly more controlling version, although it feels pretty bad with a couple of Kitesail Corsairs already. I guess I'm going to take Soul Raf. Well, we can just pick up this card. I think that's not even that great for us. I mean, it's okay with Sea Red. I think I'm going to take Sailor Beans. Who knows? Maybe there's still a world where we end up playing a more controlling version. And Former of the Coalition? Yeah, maybe we should have been in black. Guess we're just going to take Mutiny here. Perfectly solid card. We are so very low on creatures, though. This deck's really not looking very good. Shake the Foundations, I guess, would be fine. It is very, very good against some decks. This is only while it's attacking, right? I guess we could fly into the air and then Shake the Foundations. It's kind of cute. I think maybe I'll take Shake the Foundations. I think this is a higher upside than Mutiny. Well, I do like Mutiny a lot. And I could have had a couple of Silvergill Adepts. I think I'm taking Soul of the Rapids here. Do you want another Crashing Tide? Or just want a Sun-Colored Raptor maybe even? We just need 2 drops at this point. Miscloaked Herald's maybe okay too. I guess I'll take Raptor. Yeah, I'm not sure I've had a deck this bad in a while. I guess Soul of the Rapids. Well, there's a Protean Raider. This is actually kind of a nice late pick for us. I also like Fanatical Firebrand, but Protean Raider has a lot of upside. If we don't have good decks good cards in our deck, at least we can steal a bad card of our opponents. Riverwise Augur, not bad either. Okay, looks like the second Path of Metal did get picked up, which is kind of sweet. Another Shake the Foundations. And Deadeye Recaller coming around is actually kind of nice. So if we pick up a good number of creatures in the next pack, maybe we can get there. I'll take a River Darter over Soul of the Rapids. Yeah, this is definitely looking messy though. Same being Horncrest. Pretty unexciting without some dinosaurs. Guess we have a couple. I guess it's a 4/4 for 5. Maybe we just need that. I mean, let's look at the bright side. Protean Raider was a nice pickup. We've got a couple of solid removal spells. 2 pretty premium 2-drops, although not much beyond that. I don't know. Maybe we can get there. It's not impossible, right? Not impossible. Alright. Actually, last pick, Miscloaked Herald, isn't miserable for us. I'm surprised to see that come around this late. Especially given that someone is drafting the Merfolk deck. Well, Marauding Looter is actually a pretty good pickup for us here. Firecan Blast and Siren Stormtamer are also good. I wonder what the odds are that we would wheel this. Probably not huge. Maybe 50%? This is not a bad card to splash is our main problem. But it's pretty good. We won't get Firecan Blast back if we let it go around though. I think we might just take that and hope to wield the Looter. I think we want the Looter slightly more than the Blast in this deck, but not overwhelmingly. I think there's an okay chance that comes back to us. Sure Strike's not bad. Shaper's Apprentice. Good if we have Miscloaked Herald, River Darter, Riverwise Augur. I guess we have some Merfolk. We also have Dual Shot, which is tempting. This is quite good against some creatures in the format, although Shake the Foundations, having 2 of those already makes that a little bit less necessary. I think I'll take Shaper's Apprentice. We need more 2-drops. 2-drops that once in a while are flyers is also nice for us. Siren Stormtamer over, like, not much in this pack. Yeah. So we're cutting at this point. I think 1 Shake the Foundations, certainly. It's a little bit awkward given some of our other cards. Ooh, so there's some good cards here. We got Headstrong Brute, Siren's Ruse, and Rowdy Crew, all of which we'd be happy to play. I wonder if Brute or Crew is better. It says the potential to just be a 5/5 trample for 4, which is pretty disgusting. And also has a little bit of card advantage. I think that's enough better than the Brute. Even though I think most of the time this is going to be a 3/3 trample that lets you pitch a couple of lands, maybe. Yeah, let's take Rowdy Crew. It's also a mythic. I actually haven't had the opportunity to play with this card yet, so it's kind of sweet. Well, I guess actually a bunch of cards we want out of this. We've got Firecan Blast. Works well with our flyers. Might just be the best here. Shipwreck Looter would be good though too. Wouldn't mind Dive Down, wouldn't mind Sure Strike. We want Dive Down. We don't have a whole lot we need to protect, but it is a very cheap combat trick, and that does have merit. I guess we have 2 Sea Legs though, which is kind of similar. I guess let's just take the Blast. The Late Anointed Deacon. I always salivate when I see that card. Don't hate picking up an Opt. Not sure if it'll make the deck or not. It's kind of free, but it does cost you a little bit on tempo too, and this is a deck that's going to need to make the most of its tempo, I think. Guess we're cutting Horncrest. Ooh, yeah, Rigging Runner is a great pickup for us. Still wouldn't mind having a Siren's Ruse, but Rigging Runner is fantastic. We are cutting Opt. Maybe cut 1 Sea Legs. Like to cut Sun-Colored Raptor if we could, but we're kind of low on playables otherwise. Okay, yeah, let's bring in 1 Dive Down. I think having a mixture of Dive Down and Sea Legs is nice. Dinosaur Stampede is powerful, but I don't think we have enough creatures to really make it fantastic for us. There's an Opt. This is... okay, so next pack is where we'd see our red-blue And there's too many like Buccaneers cards, whatever's in this set. I can't keep them straight. Don't think Sailor Means hangs. Don't think Solar Rapids hangs. Okay, we didn't get it back. No, wait. Would that have been the last pack? No, it would have been this pack. So, unfortunate there, but Fire Cannon Blast is still good. Take Makeshift Munitions. This is, I guess, a sideboard card against some decks. Although we don't have a whole lot of Treasure Makers. Hijack, I think, actually is probably, I don't know. Is it playable in this deck? This deck's just bad. Extra Cutting River Darter. Playing those. We're playing 15 lands, maybe? We don't have a ton of 2-drops. We do have some 1s, though, that mitigate that. We're really, really heavy on the 3 spot. And Shake the Foundations is awfully awkward with as many 1-toughness creatures as we have. I guess maybe that'll be a sideboard card. Well, the best thing I can say about this deck is we do have 3 good 1-drops, a good number of, well, an okay number of 2-drops. We can enable Raid, and we do have some pretty good payoffs for Raid, Fire Cannon Blast, Protean Raider, Deadeye Righauler. It's possible that even though our cards aren't super aggressive, we can just keep my opponent kind of off balance for long enough and go the distance. Definitely not in love with how the deck's turning out, but I think it's okay too. Might play 1 opt instead of our 16th land. Going down to 15 is pretty low, but I think we actually have to take some risks because this deck is going to need good draws, I think, to just pick up games. We're just not real good looking. Like our average draw, I think, loses to our opponent's average draw. But if we can kind of counteract that if we just draw a good curve pretty consistently, and opt helps with that. Yeah, I think this is it. Definitely not in love. Definitely not weeping openly. We want extra islands so that we can cast Opt on time, or extra red so we can cast Fire Cannon Blast. I guess extra red for Fire Cannon Blast. And Rowdy Crew. Actually, we have a lot of mana symbols that are kind of tough on us. Well, it is what it is. Okay, well, not a great red-blue deck, and red-blue I don't think is one of the best archetypes in the format, but let's see if we can pick up some games. I'll see you guys for match 1.